Okay, so it's being labelled. This is the new format as recommended by Tim. Well, not recommended, as suggested.
Suggested.
I think this works a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's being labelled with Tim from Hoxton North.
Hello.
So tell me, let's start. Tell me about Hoxton North.
Well, where do we start?
Why? Let's start with why.
Well, we spoke about this off camera. The why is really important. So my background's in psychology. So for me, what's really important is why. It's the people. Why people do things they do. And so for us, my wife and I lived in London for just over 12 years, thereabouts. And at the time, sort of circa 2002 to 13, there wasn't really much of a coffee scene in the early days. Monmouth were there, probably Pioneers, Clemson's and Sons were there. So some really innovative, forward-thinking roasters were really sort of steering a march on what they saw back home in, say, New Zealand or Australia, and brought it to London. Then we were just customers going to these spaces. Fast forward to 2013, my wife and I sort of deciding about the where and the why. What did you want to do, where did you want to do it, and why did you want to do it? Well, where specifically? Harrogate, Yorkshire, where we were from. Why? We've done the London thing. 12 years. It just slammed you, picked you up, and slammed you again. And so in retrospect, we thought, well, what could we do? And could we do something that we'd always loved? And the only thing we looked at and found was that it was hospitality. Strange enough, because I'd never worked in a coffee shop in my life. And interestingly, off the back of that, the concept became more of a business idea. So, could we work in a coffee shop? Could we run our own coffee shop? Well, everyone has these ideas.
Yeah.
Could you do it? Could I do it? And
We'd all, everyone, well, I think a lot of people would love to do it.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, and everyone has the idea, but it's the difference between that, probably that 1% or even that 5% of people. They go, oh yeah, I will do it, and they'll take the necessary steps to implement the concept, the idea into reality. And so we took the concept, which was an area specifically in London. So you're a Lewisham boy, yeah, South London boy, and we took an East London concept, Hoxton specifically.
Shouldn't really mention East London.
No.
Now, South London, I'm not keen on them. No, go on.
We just took this area that we thought was just buzzing with ideas. So around, this is now sort of 2010 to 13. The coffee shops, Nude, Volcano, all these roasters coming in, workshop coffee, doing fantastic things with coffee. Having meetings with these people, just chatting to the roasters, chatting to the baristas, thinking this is just on another level. Gone are the days where you walk into a coffee shop and just come back with hot milk and think, am I being mugged off here? But actually, you were being, if that was the case, because there was actually a different world out there that we were just completely not aware of. So going back to your question, the why was, well, why not? Why can't we create something that we'd experienced down in London, Hoxton specifically, and bring it north, Hoxton North? It was nothing more complex than that, honestly, Liam. It really is as simple as it is complex.
So I'd have two questions on that. So the first one would be, how hard was it, or how hard did you find it? Not setting up, but kind of starting to run and manage a coffee shop when you hadn't had any experience.
Well, listen. The journey to 1,000 miles begins with the first step, right? You're going to get probably a lot of cliches and sound bites from me today, but it's true. Google, our good friend Google, helped. How to set up a coffee shop, and then you just get like a barrage of just information and nonsense. And all you really want is speaking to someone in the eye, going, "Will you make any money? How many coffees do you have to sell? How much does a bag of coffee cost? What's an AeroPress, etc., etc., etc. What's a cupping? I was the guy at the back of the cupping at Nude Espresso at their roastery, and Ambry Street. Went to one of their public cuppings. Excuse me, yes, the guy at the back. What's a cupping? I'm thinking, I'm like an idiot, but I didn't know.
No.
And most of your viewers may or may not know. And if it's worth while explain to them perhaps what cupping is. Do you know what cupping is?
I'll put a link at the bottom of the video
okay.
About what cupping is, but basically, it's what the professionals use to get the flavours, the body, and slurpy, and it's done. But no, if you're not in the set, if you're not in it, then you're not going to know what cupping is. I think it's
Agreed.
You know, if you go to Costa, Starbucks and whatnot, you'll have no idea.
Agreed.
What cupping is, because, you know, to be honest, if you started cupping, you would probably never buy a coffee from those places again.
Yeah.
So what did you just kind of? Serving breweries? Did you just find people that knew how to do it? Or?
I'll tell you what we did. We drank a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
We got this thing here, not a plug, but it's just the London Coffee Guide.
You're not affiliated?
Not affiliated at all. No, not affiliated.
No, yeah.
We were just customers.
Yeah.
Knocking around London. I'm thinking, where do we go? So again, it was around that time where it all started bubbling over and people started thinking, oh, coffee festival, this is just bizarre.
Yeah.
So we went to the coffee festival in 2013, and actually probably 2012. And I kid you not, Liam, my wife and I, we walked in to Truman Brewery. It was like walking into a nightclub.
Yeah.
There's a DJ playing there.
Yeah.
There's music. I'm like, this is the coffee industry. I'm like, what?
Well, I was speaking to people about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Down London, and you know, there were people going just because DJ Yoda was there.
Yeah.
DJ Yoda there. Yeah, it's like a coffee thing, but DJ Yoda's there. I'm gonna, but that's what coffee kind of is now.
Yeah,
you know, it's,
absolutely.
It's getting into those kind of moments. So you were just tasting, basically, getting into as many great coffee shops, drinking great coffee.
I'm just asking the questions, so there'd be, and it translates to what we do now, but it would be going to a coffee bar and one of the Aussie guys going, hey guys, how's it going? What would you like? Blah, 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 blah. And I don't know, we'll try this, try that. And not really knowing too much of the distinction between the flavour and the origin, but being pleased enough to have been asked my opinion on what I thought.
Yeah.
And it was at the time, uneducated opinion based on just my lack of knowledge. However, my opinion was that I sort of can taste the flavour difference.
Yeah.
And then we're getting more excited about them actually being willing to actually help and say, well, this comes from this area and this is what you should be tasting. That got us more excited.
I think that's really satisfying, isn't it? When I kind of find it's when you start cupping and you try very different coffees from different places. It's really satisfying when you start recognising that tastes like it. You recognise what Kenyan tastes like. Broadly speaking.
I agree.
So, all right. So you tried places. You've basically just developed a palate. And then how was it? So you got to know about coffee. Then
I think I know what you're asking. Right, so
but there's a difference between liking great coffee and then
no, totally. So I like coffee. Right, own your own business.
Yeah.
So the jump, if you like, was right. We want to move away from London. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this properly? Yeah. Right. Money. Let's not kid ourselves. How do you get started? You need funds.
Yeah.
So we funded our first site with savings.
Yeah.
And that was our own personal savings, parental assistance as well. Some people were fortunate to have an equity bank, if you like, in the form of their own personal savings or investments. Ours was our own personal savings and family assistance, and that got us started. So the space that we're in today is born through, which I think carries through, the passion of the owners. Doing the floors till stupid o'clock at night, doing the painting and the decorating. We didn't have an investment team come in and go, oh right, okay guys, we'll get our contractors in and they'll do it in God knows how long. We did it on our own. So we had a pot of savings that we put together. We went, okay, gamble, roll the dice and see what happens. It wasn't as naive as that. Let me be clear, it wasn't as naive as that. There was thought and intent and business planning behind what is now Hoxton North, where we are today. However, invariably, like any other business, there is risk associated with that. And that risk is that, where's everyone? If it's a quiet day, no one's going to pay at the end of the month when it's payday. There is no payday. So there are inherent risks with that. That said, it was a lifestyle choice that we decided to make, which was, don't want to be standing on the tube every day, going home with someone's bloody arm in my face, or do I want to be the curator of my own destiny, And I remember this, a good pal of mine owns a place in North London, a little restaurant. And he said to him, your customers will become your friends. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. I tell you not, I kid you not rather. It happens to him. Your friends become your, or the other way around, your customers become your friends. It's surreal. I feel like Pablo. Thanks, John. Take care, Phil. Hello, my darling. You get to know him. I feel like bloody some kind of EastEnders character where you get to know all the bloody characters.
It's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Without the booze, although you do have one, do you?
Yeah. So
I was going to say, it is like that without the booze.
Yeah.
It is like a pub, basically. It's that kind of old school, old fashioned culture where, I mean, where you're seeing a lot of the same places. But when you started, like, so I don't know how many places were around Harrogate when you started, but
I'd say two or three. So Bean and Bud, they were probably the pioneers in Harrogate in terms of the specialty coffee industry rather. Ruth and Hayden doing an exceptional job in terms of the coffee scene. Balthazan's, Scandinavian coffee bar, definitely worth checking out. LMDC was a small independent little coffee bar as well. So there was two or three, of us in the industry, sort of saying, hey, what we want to do a little bit differently. And so for us, it was a privilege to be part of the gang, and I think what's important for a town anyway is that towns need to evolve and change. There's a big march at the moment about thinking indie and thinking independent, which is it's important because otherwise your town will die. It'll just be another town that's full of charity shops and boarded up with businesses. But that's another issue to business rates, and don't really get on about that.
No, see, like you say, the town centres dying out are the ones that had the change, because then they're just replicas of each other, and then there's no reason to go to the town centre. I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm gonna go to Blue Wolf or whatever shopping centre. Why go to a town centre when there's nothing in the map? Harrogate's different. I think. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So coffee scene in London is huge. Sounds like there was a bit of the scene. There were other places here before you started. So where did your customers come from when you started? Were they already sold on specialty coffee?
Right, yeah, good question actually. I'd probably say it's going to be a mix really, hasn't it? It's going to be the people who followed the story.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the people who've followed the story that we curated across social platforms.
Yeah.
The people, I've heard these guys from London are coming up. So there's a bit of an understanding that, are we from London, are we not from London, are we from the north that went to London? So there's a bit of mystery there, so that's great for the storytelling.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, cheers fellas, take it easy. So it's a bit of a storytelling in that regard, in terms of the customers getting what we were doing.
Yeah.
So that was one aspect of our customers. So there was interest in what we were doing, this Hoxton company, this London-based company. And interestingly enough, a bit frustrating really, but at the time, we were fitting out the bar, and you had swear in your videos or not?
Yes, you could say whatever you want.
Okay, so they're watching, but you can bleep it out.
Yeah.
Someone put on Twitter, not another effing beep, beep, beep coffee shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? Welcome to Harrogate.
Yeah.
Some people just don't get what you want to create.
It's not a hate for coffee shops. No, it's not a hate. Some people, they're really anti, barista, fashion, or anything. Not another coffee shop in Harrogate. You don't have to go there, pal.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, so I don't know. Some people use these platforms as their mouth. I segue and digress. So our customers were those people who understood the mystery behind what we're doing. As an addition to that, what I've noticed in 3 years as well, people like ourselves, my wife and I, who've lived in cities around the country, London, all the key regional cities, have moved to Harrogate either for work, to regionally, so Leeds, Manchester, York, but living in Harrogate for a better life or just a different life. But they didn't want to feel old.
Yeah.
They wanted a place where they could hang out and go, well, that's quite cool, reminds me of London.
Yeah.
So we had that secondary audience of people who lived in cities who wanted to still have a London city feel. And then we've got our locals. We're in a spa town, so as a spa town we get a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
We're not far from the conference centre, so we have a regular portfolio of conferences throughout the year.
Uh-huh.
Knitting and stitching, big time. Oh my goodness.
Hey, that's good.
Listen, knitting is trending.
Becoming a thing. Yeah,
Knitting is
yeah.
trending. So I didn't know this in 2013.
Was it trending back then?
Well, supposedly, because we turned up,
Yeah.
thinking it was going to be a reasonably quiet Saturday, they poured in. Silver Surfers, they poured in. Tea,
Should have
please,
a
coffee.
knitting call. That would be.
Maybe in Dalston.
But that brings on to another point. So what's been really interesting. So when I first checked you out on the website, I was like, you know,
What do you think about our website, by the way?
Oh, it's cool, but
Yeah?
it was like, what? Who are these guys? Like, what are they doing? Because there's, you know, there was like, I can't remember something. It was like fashion, branding, coffee. It was a cool website, but at first I did have to delve to think, is this actually a coffee shop?
Okay.
I was so.
Interesting.
So
okay.
what? So what?
Whoa, who are we?
Yeah, what are you? Like, obviously you do coffee, but where's all the other stuff come from, and why? And why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, the simple answer is we're a London-inspired lifestyle brand, and that sounds a bit media 360, but in essence, we're a coffee shop and bar.
Yeah.
We also curate homewares and lifestyle accessories. What does that mean? It means we like nice things like books, magazines, we like kitchenware, we like design, we like art, and we want to curate that, and storytell that. You know, I mentioned before off camera that our mission statement was to connect and share stories.
Yeah.
So all of our products that we stock and sell and serve have a story. The small curated wine from that little vineyard, the books from independent publishers in London, the leatherwares from that independent leather maker, etc., etc., etc. We could be all things to everybody. We'd rather be one thing to one person, be specific to that person. And that can be a challenge because that's what brands are, right? Brands are all things to all people, particularly the large coffee shop brands.
Yeah.
You know, they are ubiquitous across most high streets. However, to find and delve deep, as you said you did on the website, is to perhaps pique your interest a little bit.
Yeah.
Go,
Well, it did that.
What's their story? So I suppose it worked in a way. It made you think. It made you
Yeah.
question.
It did. I like I say, I've been, you know, bean labels a new thing.
What's Bean Label's story? And, what's the idea behind that then? And I'm pushing back onto you.
You're pushing back onto me. That's fine. So Bean Label. So we're going to get another video on with me talking about Bean Label. But since you asked, so Bean Label is about. It's about people first and foremost,
Right.
and stories, and coffee secondly. So Bean Label was always about. You know, I'm passionate about independent businesses first, and then coffee. So I'm really, you know, I love entrepreneurship, and you know, we spoke about craft before we started filming and how it's an overused word, but the actual essence of it, I love craft in whatever you do. And entrepreneurship, I think, in some respects, is a craft.
Yeah.
And I love watching people bring their personalities, bring what they're about to a shop, place. You can see it when it's done well, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's a bookshop, whatever. So Bean Label was about getting closer to people, and about, and then you know, I was big on coffee shop. No, I wasn't big on coffee shop. I used to go to coffee shop. I used to go to the wrong kind of coffee shop.
I was the big man in coffee.
Yeah, I was a big man in coffee shop. I was kind of a big deal in Costa Coffee, Chesterfield. No, but I used to go to coffee shops to work to, right, as a lot of people do. But I was going.
Other coffee shops are available.
Other coffee shops are available. I was going to the wrong kind of coffee shop, because it was easier. Because you know there are places like Hoxton North everywhere.
Right.
And I just wanted to create. You know, I tried to find some. Didn't try that hard, and I thought, well, what if I create a space that you know kind of shares stories about the people behind the coffee shops, and about the micro, you know, the roasters as well. To help people find better coffee, but B, just because it's interesting.
Yeah. I like
and that's
it.
Bean Label basically.
Yeah. Well, no. Good. You know, I think it's platforms and content and distribution channels are changing on a daily basis. You can be sending a message via your phone, your camera. It's continually changing all the time. I think what differentiates one from another is the how you do it bit. You know, everyone's got a phone now, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's the execution of that content that makes you, oh yeah, he's the fella that's got the backstory behind it. You know, it helps.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really interesting about Hoxton North. And, you know, because it's kind of, it's you and your, is it Vicky?
Yeah, Victoria.
Victoria, it's you and your wife Victoria. You know,
Yeah.
this is you.
Yeah.
This is your person. You're expressing, you know, your backstory from London, from, you know, what you're into. And I think that's what makes it interesting. And like I say, I like the take that, you know, you sell different things, but it's from you're focusing on the person, or you know, the small group of people that it's for,
Definitely.
as opposed to just the one thing.
Absolutely.
To get more people into.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. I think that's a very different approach. I would
Well,
say.
I don't know if it's right or not, but
No,
that's our approach.
there's no right and wrong, is there?
The challenge though is, I don't know, can a space evolve, adapt, function without the founders? There's a really interesting book actually your readers should check out called The Entrepreneur's Journey and or The Entrepreneur's Dilemma.
Stick out a link to
Yeah, and it's how do you grow it? Because if I'm not here, well, customers still get that same feeling. Don't get me wrong, there's only one tin, right? However, going back to what I touched on before about when my wife and I go to these coffee shops and you have these Australians. Hey Sir, Elise, come on in. Just been filmed for the cameras. Again,
I tell you, I'm going to take that pause. This is raw. I'm just checking that we're still filming.
Don't put that in. But the irony is, this is going to be probably your worst watched or least watched videos.
No, but the idea, you know, when D level becomes huge, people become. I want to see the first episode. You know, this might not get many views now, but in a year, you know, this is going to be huge.
This is going to be the one.
Yeah.
The one where the keys is waving at everyone.
That was raw. That one.
What was I talking about? Yes, so we go to these coffee bars, and we'd have these baristas and owners being uber friendly, and we thought, are they just being friendly for the sake of being friendly, or are they being genuine? And actually, they were being genuine. What we realised was that, irrespective of myself and my wife in here, if we could emit that culture into the space, it didn't matter if we were here.
Yeah.
Every customer got the, hey guys, how you going? How are you? Come on in. So everyone thought, do you know the barista? Oh, that was very nice.
Yeah.
So that in these platforms like TripAdvisor and all these other social platforms, everyone's commenting all the time. We're getting really nice reviews from these people because it's genuine. I think you can tell the bullshitters, you know, from the genuine people. And I think you can go to places and it's not genuine. And you spent your money and you thought, yeah, it was alright, but service is a bit ropey, or I felt a bit awkward. Or go somewhere and spend a little or a lot, but you think, wow, that was great. That was really nice. I don't know if you felt that when you've been to places, but I certainly.
No, I think with, going back to it, I think like you're saying with this new kind of coffee shop, well not new kind of indie coffee shop, you notice it, you know, people know, you know, you hear, even if you're not regular, people behind the counter seem to know a lot of names, people coming in.
Right.
And it's friendly and you just, it's coming back. It's like coming back. I think that kind of left a bit, kind of 10 years ago. Not necessarily in coffee shops, but in general, in the high street and whatnot. I think because the indie scene in certain towns is coming back. That kind of nice kind of community kind of feel is coming back, where people actually care.
Right.
You know, and if you talk about, you know, we speak about Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, I'm a big fan. Huge. You know, he talks about how, you know, social media and how that's changing things and how it's bringing back the old school mentality of, you know, 100 years ago or whatever, where you had to know more about your customer, you had to be there.
Yeah.
And that's coming back now because So basically, you're on. You know, you've got to connect with people.
But it's basics. Yeah, it's like
Why
but
wouldn't
people don't
you?
do. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you say good morning or hello? It's like, why would you kind of not smile at your customer? Thank you for It's just, but that's the thing. It's because you care.
Yeah.
And people that care, and that isn't the same in chains, regardless of coffee or whatever. You know, and it's not. It's not
they've just
necessarily
been paid.
I think, you know, you can't. I don't blame the person behind the counter. It's ultimately it's up to the management that filters down. So, you know, if you're not happy, well, it's a bit of both. But you know, how are they getting treated? Are they getting treated like a robot? You follow these strict guides because if you tell someone, if you're not encouraging someone to think and act like a human, then they're not going to act like a human.
True,
You know, if that wasn't on the tick list, say good morning, you know, thank you, then they're not going to say it. So I don't blame people.
So you saying then you think that it's gone from that automation to now humanising it a bit more, making it a bit more personal?
I think that,
or it should be that way.
I think it's coming back because I think independents are cool again.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, you know, do you ever read Bernadette Jewell?
No, what's that?
So she's a digital storyteller. She's
Okay.
like a lot of people.
With a watch?
Yeah, the storyoftelling.com.
Okay.
So she's got like she's kind of Seth Godin style. She's got books. She's got like a four posts a week, really short. But she talks about how, you know, she's from Ireland, she lives in Australia. She talks about how 30 years ago or 40 years ago, whatever, if you had the vicar come around to your house, you'd want the fanciest taste from Mr. Pickwick.
Yeah.
You get the French fancies from Mr. Pickwick because that's what you did when you were on show.
Right.
You'd go to your shop and you'd buy the big brand.
Right.
Now that's the reverse. You don't buy that rubbish. You either make it yourself or you buy something from your local bakery or something like that. Whereas before, it's reversed. It's completely reversed. So now, you know, if you want to treat yourself, I'm not going to buy a Nescafe.
Right.
I'm going to. So I think that in itself is you know, independence are growing again for whatever reasons, and I think that then brings it back.
Right.
Is that, you know, that kind of culture.
Yeah.
Human.
Yeah.
Is coming back because independence is growing out, and that's going to put pressure on the nationals because when they start doing business, Tesco start going.
True, but have you not noticed though? Such an interruption.
No.
That the larger brands go, oh hang on, I've heard craft's popular. Stick the word craft in your social media copy now.
Yeah.
I've heard the word indie's popular. But what's this flat white? Everyone's talking about, you know, etc. So people start jumping on these bandwagons.
Yeah, they are.
And it becomes a bit disingenuous. Yeah.
People aren't stupid.
Yeah.
So as the word, content marketing is now, it means nothing because it's been overused. I think that doesn't mean that content marketing in itself is nothing.
Yeah.
The word craft has been diluted. The word passion has been diluted. I'm passionate about this.
So passionate.
So many people use it. It doesn't mean anything. But that doesn't mean when you demonstrate passion or when you demonstrate craft, that still means something.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't show your craft on social media or whatever by saying, you know, this is craft beer. Because I could taste that beer and that's rubbish. You know, it just tastes like fun. And I still think that most people, okay, good marketing can cut through that, but I think that craft beer is a few years ahead of coffee. The same thing is going to happen with coffee, I think, especially with cold brews.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this much. Here's a little news flash for your viewers. It can be anything. It can be gin, it can be whiskey, it can be spirits, it can be wine. There's always going to be something somewhere that's going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
Like a dog chasing a tail. The way I say it is, don't chase fashions. Just be in style. And what's that? Your own unique style.
That's it. So it doesn't matter what words you use. You know, you are the only you're the only you, right? So as long as that comes through,
But taking me out of the equation, what I mean is, for us at Hoxton North, I say to the team, own the message. You'll never, if you call us trendy, then we're the trendy place, but we don't call ourselves trendy.
No.
You see a lot of places going, yeah, we're the best coffee shop in Sheffield, Manchester, Bristol, Birmingham.
Don't mean it.
Alright, says who? Because one customer's best. It's a preference-based statement, right? One person's best, maybe another person's... So, I think it's about owning your own message and being clear on that, as you touched on. It's important. If you own the message and say, we will curate coffees, wines, products from suppliers who, to their skill level, will make the best that they can make, then fine. And no one will ever call you out then. Say, you see, they said they were the best and they aren't because my best is something else,
And also, there's more to it than just, wine. Again, this is another thing from Surfco. Your blind taste test wine, it tastes different because there's a lot of an expensive wine. There's the I forgot the word now. Expensive wine is going to taste better if you think it's going to taste better.
What's called placebo effect?
Yeah, the placebo. Sorry, placebo effect. So it's not just the wines and coffees that you pick. It's everything here, the environment you create is making. So it's everything. It's everything you do.
Yeah.
Corresponds with whatever craft, whatever you want to call it. Not just like you say, the best coffee. That doesn't mean anything. It's different to different people. But as long as you've got a consistent approach, what you want to do, how you want to do it, and you're not chasing everyone else all the time. They're doing it well, I'm going to chase them.
Well, put it this way, right? So we're in a small little spa town in Harrogate, but our peers, in York, Spring Espresso, good pals of ours, and in Harrogate, obviously shout out to Paul, at Balthason's, Ruth and Hayden, Bean and Bud, etc. Leeds, got the guys at Lanes, etc., etc., etc. So you've got a network of people in the north and in the south are doing their thing.
Yeah.
And as they should. Because they've seen something and thought, you know what? We're the change makers here. We're the ones who've thought, you know what? I'm going to do something about something. And that something is, I want to create a space that I want to hang out in. Or I want to create a coffee space that I want to spend some time with my friends and family, or whatever. The point being is that I'm nothing special. Because everyone else is on the same journey. Someone we spoke about off camera about your identity, about who you are and what you are. The fact is, there's now a movement, if you like, of people going, I don't want to be a lifer. I don't want to be in a job for 25 years and get my gold pen when I'm 65. People going, 2 fingers. Do you know what I mean?
That system's broke as well, because we're not going to get our gold pen.
No, we're not. We're not.
We're going to be working until we're something like that. So you may as well do something you enjoy. And the sooner that it's another brand, but the sooner people accept that.
But it's hard though. It's called dogma. Because
it's inbuilt.
You get a house.
Yeah.
You get a house. Buy a house. Buy a house. Get a mortgage.
I need a better car. Everyone's got,
I've got to have a car. It's a Range Rover.
It's just the industrial revolution and built in, but you've broken away from it. So, all right. So, what I'm interested in is, so would you want to grow Hoxton North, and how big and how would you want to grow?
Yeah. From whenever this video goes out, we're in the process of opening our second site.
Where's that?
This will be
in Harrogate.
This will be in Harrogate.
Yeah.
And it will give us the opportunity to really showcase what we've wanted to showcase from a food perspective as well, and also from a drinks perspective. It was always been our intention to grow the brand. And that's another thing as well, when people use the word brand as well, people think, oh, but yeah, it's a brand. I don't know what you call it, a thing, us growing it, do you want to grow? I think if you grow, you either grow or you die, It's evolution of the species, you either adapt or you die, you grow or you die. And so for us, it's about evolution, it's about growing, it's about showcasing what we want to achieve as a business. So whenever this video goes out, we were in the process of opening our second site, or in the process of actually getting that off the ground. And as we speak today, it's hard. It's hard for any business, and our peers will vouch for that. The dream of running a hospitality business as much as it is hard and tiring and long hours, the ups outweigh it. Being good men like you, Liam.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, this has been great.
Yeah.
This has been great. Like I said, I'm not sure it'll be one of your most viewed videos, but
This is the groundbreaker.
It's been worth good
No,
chatting to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
appreciate
good chat to you. I'll be just see how
how
it edits. I'll shake with my left hand, Liam. I've done my arm in, cycling injury.
Nice one. Right, thanks Tim.
Pleasure.
Hoxton North. See you next time, being like.